So what are you doing first?
So I'm just fitting the prepared wheel into the ring collar.
Okay, are there crankpin nuts in that?
No. No, so there's nothing there. And what I've done here is I've measured the thickness of the wheel boss front face to back face, because these are Gibson wheels, because they've got a boss on the back. And I've put the axle into this collar in the tailstock, protruding exactly the same thickness of the wheel boss.
Right.
So basically when I push that in home, I'll know that it's flush with the front face of the wheel.
Okay.
So we'll just bring the tailstock up to somewhere close to the wheel. Nip it up. And then you might want to come around or film it from the other side. So while sort of slowly rotating away, I'll just sort of gently squeeze the axle into the wheel bore, just watching carefully that I'm not distorting the plastic centre too much. It springs back when you release the pressure. Each time it slides a bit, I'll just true it up again by turning the headstock, but by a couple of turns, and it's got all the way home now. So then I'll just release the collar on the tailstock, release the clamp, and just slide it back, and you can see that's well, it's not running perfectly true, but it's very close to being very true.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is to put the bearings on, and in this case, because this is the centre axle, the gearbox components. I just need to be very mindful that I'm getting this all exactly in the right order. So I think the motor's going to face backwards, is that
Yes,
right?
that's right.
So it's got to go on that way. And then the axle box from the other side.
So you need to put the gear wheel on?
That's a very good point. Yeah, it's a good point. Well made, well spotted, Mr. Garwood. That would have been embarrassing.
That would have made for an interesting conversation.
It would have probably resulted in a fair bit of blue language.
That's not like us.
Fuck no. You'll have to edit that out.
I would definitely leave it in.
So where does that spacing washer go? Does that go?
Goes on the flush side of...
On that side?
Yes.
Right, okay. So this might be a little bit awkward getting all of this in without dropping it on the floor. Appliance of science. It's a lateral thinking. Right, okay. So that's all good.
So how's the second wheel now going to go on to lock it all into place?
So I'm going to take out that collar, and I've got another ring collar here. I'll take the second wheel. I'm not worrying, you know, resetting the quarter on this one might be a bit more awkward because you've got all of the... I'm not going to, well, I might see if I'm not going to worry about the quartering. I'm just going to get it in and get it on as probably part way to begin with. So again, I've got that tailstock locked, I've got that collar, I've got the wheels. setting that ring collar. And just bring the wheel up and then just start easing it on. It's actually going on quite easily this side. I think before, so I'm a good millimetre off the back-to-back setting. So I'm just going to release that.
Is that the normal back-to-back that you would use for something like this, or would
Yeah.
you use the Gibson one?
No, I've always used that one as an exacta scale one.
Yeah.
Although this one is slightly awkward on the Gibson wheels because the boss and the diameter on the back of the wheels actually won't fit in that slot.
Yeah.
So I can't use it in the way exacto scale intended. But it still does the job. So I've got the wheel set out there now, so there's no quartering set. Looking at that one, that's okay. It seems like it's pushed through a bit too far on that side.
So the usual bodge, flat surface, and push the wheel back down.
Bodge?
Well, that's what I would do. I am the ace bodger.
So at the moment it looks like the quartering's about 180 degrees, so it's way off. So what I'll do is just get hold of the two wheel ties and just spin it round. There we go. You need to use a little bit of force. Eventually you'll just release the grip of the plastic on the axle, and it'll then slide it'll rotate fairly freely. And I'm just quartering by eye, sighting through the spokes. I think because these wheels have got an odd number of spokes, that means the quartering won't be exactly 90, but it doesn't matter because you're not looking at both sides at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think that's reasonably close. Back to back, still a long way off. So I think the thing to do now is just drop it back in there and see if we can get it back to where it should, get back to back close to where it should be. And what I've not done here, I've not timed up these collets so the wheels are free to slide without, so it shouldn't upset the quartering. And I know it's this side that needs to go a bit further, so that's... There we go, I just felt it slide then. And if anything, that's gone a little undersized now.